Imagine stepping outside one morning and looking up at the sky, only to realize the sun is no longer shining. No warmth, no light, just darkness spreading across the horizon, and the very thing that makes life possible has gone out. What would happen next? And could humanity survive even a single week without the star that gave us life? At first, it might not even seem real. You'd check your watch, your phone, your neighbors, but the night never ends. The world remains trapped in an endless twilight, and the truth begins to sink in. The sun has stopped shining. The first few minutes would be confusing, but the first few hours would be terrifying, because everything we know depends on sunlight. Our warmth, our food, our weather, even our moods and daily rhythms, all of it is suddenly gone. Within the first 8 minutes, the exact time light takes to reach Earth, the last rays of sunlight would fade away forever. In that moment, every living thing would be cast into cold, starry night. Temperatures would start dropping almost immediately, only a few degrees at first. But with every passing day, the chill would deepen, and within a week, the average surface temperature would fall below freezing. Cities that once bustled with life would feel like ghost towns in winter. Ice would form on lakes, and crops would start to die. But the darkness would do more than just freeze the earth. It would silence the very foundation of life. Without sunlight, photosynthesis would stop, plants would no longer produce oxygen or food, and forests would fall silent. Within days, the global food chain would begin to collapse. Think about it. The tiniest blade of grass feeds an insect. The insect feeds a bird. The bird feeds a predator. Without the sun, that entire chain unravels, leaving billions of species fighting for survival. The oceans, too, would begin to change in ways we can't imagine. Plankton and algae, the base of all marine life, rely on sunlight to grow. Without them, fish populations would crash, and in time, the seas would become vast, empty deserts of water. Hauntingly silent, lifeless oceans stretching as far as the eye can see. Can you imagine walking through your city in this endless night? Streetlights flickering as power plants struggle? Cars frozen on the roads, people huddled indoors, burning whatever they can find just to stay warm. But the cold is only the beginning of this nightmare. Within a year, the Earth's surface temperature would fall below -100 degrees Celsius. Oceans would freeze solid from the top down, turning the planet into an icy wasteland. The air itself would grow sharper, and life on land would vanish almost entirely. Could humanity survive something like this? Could we build underground cities powered by nuclear energy? Could we grow food using artificial light? Or would we fade away like so many species before us? Some scientists believe geothermal heat from Earth's core could keep small pockets of life alive. Deep under the ocean, hydrothermal vents release heat and chemicals. Strange creatures living there might continue to survive, proving that even without the sun, life can endure. But for humanity, survival would mean racing against time. We would need to build enormous domes of artificial light, powered by nuclear or geothermal energy. We would need to recycle every drop of water and breath of air. We would need to protect ourselves from the crushing cold above. Imagine entire nations collapsing as food runs out and governments fall. Wars would erupt over dwindling resources, and humanity might shrink to a handful of underground zones. Do you think we'd cooperate to survive? Or tear ourselves apart in the struggle? And then there's the sky. The stars would blaze brighter than ever before. The Milky Way stretched across the heavens in stunning detail. For the first time in human history, the entire world would see the universe in all its glory. But it would be a cruel reminder that we are now just another frozen rock drifting through space. A planet abandoned by its star, carrying the last spark of life. What's even stranger is this. The sun doesn't just give us light and heat. It anchors the entire solar system. Without it, Earth would drift into the void, slowly pulling away from its orbit, wandering through interstellar space with no destination. A lonely planet, carrying whatever remains of its once thriving species. Maybe after millions of years, Earth would be captured by another star, warming once again under alien sunlight, and maybe life could begin anew. But would humanity still exist to see it? Or would we vanish, leaving only ruins buried beneath ice? It's a terrifying thought, that all of civilization, our history, Our achievements, our dreams, hang by a thread. That thread is sunlight, traveling 150 million kilometers across space, keeping us alive. And if that thread were ever cut, everything we know would end in silence and shadow. But here's the twist. The sun will not burn forever. In about 5 billion years, it will swell into a red giant and eventually consume Earth in its fiery death. So in a way, this nightmare isn't just imagination. It is the distant future of our planet. The real question is, will humanity still be here when that day comes? Will we have found new homes among the stars? Or will our story end beneath a dark, frozen sky? Perhaps our only chance of survival is to escape before the sun takes its last breath, to become an interstellar species carrying the memory of Earth across the galaxy. But even then, can we truly escape the fate of the universe? Stars are born, stars die, and eventually even the brightest suns will burn out. One day, far in the future, there may be no stars at all, only black holes and darkness. And when that time comes, will life find a way, or will the universe return to silence? These questions might seem far away, but they remind us how fragile our existence really is. Right now, every sunrise is a gift, every warm breeze is a miracle of cosmic balance. So next time you feel the sunlight on your face, remember just how rare and precious it is. Because without it, there would be no oceans, no forests, no laughter, no humanity. Just ice, silence, and stars. Do you think humanity could survive in such a world? Or would we be nothing more than a story written in the frozen ruins of Earth? Maybe in some distant corner of the galaxy, another civilization would find our remains. They would wonder who we were, what we dreamed of, and how we vanished. Would they see us as a warning or as inspiration? Would they continue where we left off, reaching for the stars? Or would they too eventually face the same fate, darkness without a sun? The truth is, everything we build, everything we are, depends on something we cannot control. A burning ball of plasma, 150 million kilometers away, keeping us alive. And though it feels eternal, it is not. The sun will fade, just like all stars do. Humanity's survival depends on whether we can accept this truth and prepare for it. That means pushing beyond Earth, beyond the solar system, to find new suns to call home. The universe is vast, but also dangerous, and time is not on our side. So the question remains, will we rise to the challenge or fall into the darkness? If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to like this video. Share it with someone who loves to wonder about the mysteries of the universe. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that will keep you thinking long after the screen goes dark.